Step-by-step procedure for hair transplant. It is a surgical process that involves removal of hair follicles from any site in the body like face or legs and planting them on the hairless portion. This process is also used in transplanting hair in lashes and brows. The latest techniques are permanent and they pick up follicular clusters of hair. This process is called follicular hair transplantation, FUT, which can be done in two ways: strip harvesting and follicular unit extraction, FUE. In strip harvesting, skin strips with good hair growth are planted on balding areas, and in follicular unit extraction, hair clusters with their roots are manually removed and planted at the hairless site. Strip harvesting is what the surgeons are mostly adopting these days. It leaves a slim scar at the donor site and promises recovery within 2 weeks. FUE can be done in a single or several settings. It is a manual and time-taking process, but gives very natural results and leaves behind no marks. However, it is not a cost-effective process and is time-consuming both for the doctor and the patient. However, use of robotics has reduced the time in this process and simplified it immensely. Here are the steps. 1. Preparation for the hair transplant. In the initial step of the hair transplant surgery, hair follicles from the back of the head are removed and relocated to the balding areas. 2. Donor area trimmed. Before the surgery is started, the hair in the donor area are trimmed. 3. Donor area prepared for surgery. Once the hair in the donor area are trimmed, it is given local anesthesia. 4. Tissue in the donor area removed and the donor area sutured. The tissue in the donor area that contains the bald-resistant hair follicles is then removed surgically and the donor area is sutured. 5. Combed hair over sutured donor area. The sutures in the donor area are hidden from the patient's hair that are combed over them. These sutures are removed almost 10 days after the hair transplant surgery. 6. Donor tissue trimmed into follicular unit grafts. Microscopes are then used by the surgical technicians to view the donor tissue for dissecting and preparing follicular units hair grafts. 7. Bald recipient area prepared. Once the local anesthesia is given to the patient, the balding recipient area is prepared for the surgical process. No trimming/removal of hair is required at the top of the recipient area. 8. Incisions made in the balding areas. Follicular unit grafts are placed in the tiny incisions that are made in an irregular pattern in the recipient area. 9. Grafts placed according to their densities. The smallest grafts, 1 and 2, are placed in front of the hairline, and 3 and 4, denser than 1 and 2, are placed behind. 10. Immediately after the hair transplant surgery. After the hair transplant surgery, tiny incisions with short hair would be visible on the patient's operated area. 11. Closing of the hair transplant surgery. The incision marks heal naturally and the redness in the recipient area vanishes itself within a week.